Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. And in this episode, we will be looking at what all happened after SriRamchandra's departure from Ayodhya. We saw in the previous episode that SriRamchandra, along with Sita and Lakshmana, went out of Ayodhya in a very good Radha or a very good chariot that Sumantra was driving. Dasharatha Maharaja has ordered for it, and Sumantra was made to bring it. And so, in that chariot, Sri Ramchandra, Sita Mata, and Lakshmana, all three of them left Ayodhya. Now, once that has happened, the moment Sri Ramchandra has left, a sort of unhappiness, a sort of complete dismay, a sort of utter hopelessness has suddenly taken over the city of Ayodhya. All the people, they started looking as if they were deranged. Many men started going behind the chariot, and a lot of women, they were not even attending their children. Forget women, even the cows. Because in the animal kingdom, the affection towards the kid is very, very physical, and it is very, very clearly shown. The cows were not taking care of their kids. A lady had her first child, a boy, that day, and she was also unhappy. It was as if she lost something, though she got a child. So everywhere, a sense of helplessness, a sense of unhappiness. People were crying. People were not even doing whatever they were supposed to do. People forgot their hunger. People were not feeling like having anything. It was as if someone in the family has left the family and went away. Entire Ayodhya was like this. And in one of the previous episodes, I said I was not very sure about the number of wives that Dasharatha Maharaja had, and I referred to a rough number as 350, but I said I was not sure. As I was not able to give a proof. The proof is in the 39th Sarga of Ayodhyakanda. It is total of 350 women. So all of them were crying now, except for Kaikeyi. All these ladies were crying, and they were all saying, Sri Ramachandra took care of us the way he takes care of his mother. And today, that Sri Ramachandra has left all of us and has went to the forest. Ayo, how can Sita, who has never been to a forest, survive there? Sri Rama, who is the embodiment of all the good things in the world, why has he left? Like this, all those women were crying. Kausalya Mata was not able to handle her emotions. She was crying, she was weeping. She quickly leaves that place and she silently goes to her palace. She quickly avoids all these people because her emotions were getting the better of her. The people in Ayodhya were now worried for Dasharatha Maharaja. They are saying, how can Dasharatha live? How can Dasharatha survive? So probably the news that this entire thing was a machination of Kaikeyi's mind, it went out. So everybody was now insulting Kaikeyi. Everybody was calling her names, and everybody was worried about Dasharatha Maharaja now. And Dasharatha Maharaja himself, he was standing in the balcony of his palace and was looking at Sri Ramachandra. As long as Sri Ramachandra's chariot's dust was seen, when chariot wheels are going very fast, you see the dirt flying up, right? So in those days, those were the roads. The dirt went up because the chariot was going very fast. Dasharatha Maharaja watched the chariot as long as the dust was seen, and once the dust subsided and the chariot was not seen, the dust also got subsided. Dasharatha Maharaja also fell down in his balcony. He was becoming helpless. Slowly, those people brought him, they made him sit, and Dasharatha Maharaja actually falls down, and it is then that the women start leaving actually. So when Dasharatha Maharaja is brought back, still Kausalya was still there in the chambers, and Dasharatha Maharaja, as he falls down and he is brought back, on one side Kaikeyi and the other side Kausalya would try to lift him up, and then Dasharatha Maharaja admonishes Kaikeyi and says, you should not touch me, and if Bharata ever takes this kingdom, he should not even do the Antyeshti Samskaras for me. He says this, Kausalya Mata lifts him, then he is seated. It is here that the emotions actually get the better of her and she leaves to her palace. Dasharatha Maharaja just keeps seeing into nothing, and after a lot of time, he summons courage and he comes out of Kaikeyi's chambers. By now, all the women folk have left. He comes out and he is walking on the streets. People are terrified. People on the streets are looking at him and they are saying, Ayyo, what has happened to our king? Why is he like this? He has a look at Sri Rama's chambers. He sees that they have become empty. Again, his soul gets pricked. He doesn't know what to do. And in this Ayomaya Avastha, in this place where he can't even understand as to what is happening to him, he orders to all his subordinates that he should be taken to Kausalya's chambers, and they take him to Kausalya's palace and into her chambers, and there they make him rest on a nice cot. Dasharatha Maharaja is there. His emotions have overtaken him. He is crying, and after some time, Dasharatha Maharaja tries to gauge or tries to look at Kausalya. He is not able to look at her. He is not able to see her. Then somehow, from somewhere in the depths of his heart, he finds some strength and he brings that out as words, and he says, "Oh Kausalya, I am not able to see you. Can you come and hold my hand?" That's the situation into which he has come down to. Kausalya Mata comes near him. She holds his hand, and that's where Kausalya Mata now starts talking, or she starts weeping about Sri Ramchandra and the trouble. Okay, Kausalya Mata actually touches him with his hand, and she is now sitting just beside him. Now she is going to talk. What is she going to talk? What are the emotions of hers? Well, I think we will handle it in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं सदुपि साहस महाराज स्वामी चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु।